What to know when buying foreclosures. So today we're going to talk a little bit about foreclosures. I know it's one of the polarizing questions that I might get, or popular question rather. I just had it from a subscriber. So I said, you know what, let's go ahead and revisit foreclosures. We've talked about this on the show before. So like I said, if you're new, please subscribe right away. Never been a more important time in history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Iron will sharpen iron, my friends. Hang with the winners. Hang with the people that have their heads on straight. Hang with the people that haven't drank the economic Kool-Aid and are telling you that this time is different. There's no crash risk here. Stay away from those people. Their livelihood depends on you buying now, not tomorrow, next week, next year. They'll put their needs before yours. You need an agent willing to do the exact opposite, to go the distance with you. Not only earn this sale, your next and your next and next, by making sure they put you into strong properties that pencil out. But the realities are this, friends. There's a lot of people and courses and websites that you can buy right now, and it's all clickbait trying to tell you find foreclosures now. Foreclosures are happening. Foreclosures, there's not. You will know when there's foreclosures happening because mainstream media will be reporting about the foreclosure crisis. And until the banks are overwhelmed with foreclosures, you're not getting any deals out there. You're going to pay more for a bank-owned property now than you would if you wait for an actual foreclosure crisis to occur. You're better off finding a distressed seller or a short sale than going after foreclosures, in my opinion, because there's just no savings. And it's like buying a car that has a salvage title that's been repoed. The sales history on your property now is going to have that foreclosure as part of its sales history for the rest of its natural born days and life. And that's a little bit of a stigma for some people. I mean, not a huge deal breaker for me. I don't like it. But I do like deals on real estate as long as it pencils out cost to carry today's interest rate with standard amount down, puts me within its rent range. I could care less if it's a short sale, REO, foreclosure, distressed, upside down owner. I don't care. So I think when I get people, they're just desperate right now for a deal. And people reach out to me like, hey, Scott, I was thinking about buying this course on foreclosures. Listen, this is what you need. Let's just cut to the chase. You don't need a course. You got to ask the people selling those courses, how many foreclosures have you bought this week, this month, this year? 0. Oh, okay. So you're selling courses for something I don't need yet. Okay, got it. Listen, like I said, friends, wait until there's a foreclosure crisis. Then we can talk about how to get it from the bank and jump all the hoops that they require you to jump through when buying a foreclosed property. And listen, it's going to be an ugly look for the neighborhood, an ugly look for the house. You're better off a distressed upside down owner or a short sale, in my opinion, or something that pencils out, than waiting for the foreclosure crisis. We're not there yet, but we'll be a year or two out before we see a foreclosure crisis. Why, you ask? Of course I'm going to tell you, because a lot of bailout programs will hold this thing up for a while until eventually it just falls out. You can't put a Band-Aid on a gunshot blast. That's what we've done with overstimulating the biggest asset class in the world, the U.S. housing market. We've overstimulated. It's running on fumes right now. It's one hiccup away from a tailspin. But in order for the foreclosure crisis to come, we're going to need the job layoffs and to be much higher than they're at now. We're just a little ways away. Now, something could come out of left field, more bank failures, and something could just blindside this industry. Sure, and we could have a race to the bottom overnight, a flash crash. Of course, we could have that. But it's coming. It's no longer if. It's always been when. Even if we didn't get the overstimulation and the whole crisis-driven stimulus era, even if we didn't get that, we were going to have another real estate bust. Why? Because we've always had them throughout history. They've come. It's not if, it's when. So you get to decide, is this the catalyst that was needed to bring another real estate bust? Well, anybody with using logic and historical data would say, of course it is. You can't. This was the biggest artificially produced bubble ever produced in history. Overnight appreciation and never seen before highs. That's a bubble. But this bubble exceeded all previous bubbles. It exhibited much more volatile behavior. So foreclosures are coming. So whether you wait on the sidelines for foreclosures to come, or you want to just go after short sales or upside down owners or motivated owners and try to get it pre-foreclosure, my opinion is what you want. Here it is. Wait for it. Hold on to your hats and glasses. A real estate agent. You need your own agent representation. Now, hopefully that's where I come in. One, either A, you're like, I listen to Scott Walters, he's a straight shooter, he's not sugarcoating it. I like his no-nonsense approach. Even though he's a sales guy, he continues to say, don't fall in love with properties, make sure your agent's putting your needs before their own. I like that about this guy. Now, luckily for my subscribers, I have the biggest brokerage in the world, biggest network of top-rated agents in the world, ready to help you guys. We're helping tons of you as we speak. I help you. I speak to most of you personally, and I get reports from all the agents that you're working with, keeping me updated on your progress. That's what we do here. But you see, the thing is, friends, a lot of people are apprehensive about using a real estate agent. I don't blame them because half of them you can't trust. Only 5% of agents out there are getting rich. The 95% are just getting a living, basically. Not much different than you would at your 9-to-5 job. Only 5% are getting rich. And they're putting their clients' needs before their own. Repeat clients, not just going after the next sale. Get them off the fence, make them buy. That's what sales trainings do at most brokerages, are sales trainings to get you to buy now, not to wait. Of course, I mean, come on, it's business. That's where I come in. See, I build investors. I build people who build wealth in real estate. I build people or protect people not from buying the way I bought in the last bubble, even with somebody who was halfway knowledgeable about real estate. I bit on the FOMO in the last bubble. I believe the narratives. This time is different. No real estate bubble here. Real estate only goes up. I bit. But I did the one cardinal sin is I checked. I was pulling a mortgage. What's my payment? Okay, I can tolerate that payment. My lender says that I can afford this payment. I should have decided what I can afford, not my lender. I should have said, what's this property's rent range, even though it's going to be my primary residence and it's not a rental? I want to know. You want to know the true value of a house? Check its rent range. That's the true value. Insanity. So the reality is this. The seller pays commissions, not the buyer's agent. So it costs you nothing to have a buyer's agent. Now, if you ever want to sell your property and I come along, yeah, we're going to sell the property. I'm going to throw the whole dog and pony show. I'm going to spend a bunch of money to hopefully get your house sold. I charge a commission for that. A lot of stuff goes into selling a house. And a lot of deals fall apart and fizzle. It can be a lot of times you see agents, they're overpaid. They're so easy. Yeah, it looks pretty easy on the surface for the deals that go smooth. What about all the deals that don't and fall apart? That's why you have agents out there desperate. They had a deal, an offer accepted. They already started counting their profits. And then the deal fell apart. And they're desperate now. They need to get you off the fence. They need somebody to get off the fence. They need a deal. I need an escrow. I'm without an escrow right now. That's what's going on out there. My job is to protect you. So circling back to our friend, our subscriber wants to know, Scott, should I buy a course on these foreclosures? Well, you can. I mean, knowledge is power. It's not going to hurt you. But I want you to ask, whoever's selling these courses, are they out there buying foreclosures right now? Are they showing it? Are they showing themselves doing it? I don't think so. Why? Because there's no foreclosure crisis yet. Maybe if you see a foreclosure crisis, and even if you do, my friends, there's a lot of investors that if they see a deal good enough out there, they're going to go get it. You're going to compete with investors again for foreclosures. But to be quite frank, prefer to go after short sales, pre-foreclosures, distressed sales, upside down, or motivated owners. It's a lot cleaner. Your house has a better sales history attached to it, and it's less red tape, and the percentage of the deal closing is higher than if you're dealing with a bank. Why? Because let's say you go to the bank. I took one of so-and-so's course. I'm going to call the bank direct. And now you're just dealing with the bank full of sharks and financial sharks. They can squeeze everything out of you. You need somebody that's been trained documents and legal matters, an agent. Yeah, we might be able to make we might be able to help you buy this foreclosure, Mr. Smith. Now we'll go ahead and send you some paperwork and get you started. We need a bunch of financials, a lot of financials from you. We're going to see a lot of cash. We're going to see a lot of things. And then you start submitting all this stuff, jumping through their hoops. And then at the 11th hour, they're like, oh, sorry, something came up. Somebody else came in and your deal didn't stick. You don't have that protection when buying foreclosures. Listen, friends, and if you're buying foreclosures, just let's make no mistake about this one. Especially if you go into one of these developments, the FOMO factories, where the bubble buyers occurred. There's all over America, more new homes than we've ever seen built in history. If you jump into one of those cookie cutter Legoland, FOMO Factory, bubble buyer era homes. If there's a foreclosure crisis, guess which neighborhoods slammed? Forced sale signs and foreclosure signs in every other yard, if not the majority. Bubble buyer, FOMO Factory homes. Those are the neighborhoods. For me, I want newer construction built pre-bubble just to make sure. And I want a seller that I don't want anybody to lose their job, but I want the one that maybe they can no longer tolerate their payment, had a job loss, emergency. They just want to get sold, do an off-market deal. Establish a relationship with an agent. Right now, a high-level agent. And listen, there's no perfect agent. You're not going to find them. It's not out there. Get as close as you can. That's where I come in. Get you as close as I can. And if the agent that you start working with, if they start showing desperation and pushiness, fire them. Fire them. And if you're with me in my service, I'll just attach a new one to you until we find a better fit. You can date a few agents. You don't have to marry them on the first date. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the biggest artificially created housing bubble ever produced in world history probably is not going to sustain itself. Millions and millions of people are going to get hit in this one. It's better to be prepared for something and have it not happen than have something happen and not be prepared. Many people went in blind in this housing bubble, not checking their cost to carry versus its rent range. They have one option if they lose their job. It's going to be lose the home because they can no longer sell for what they paid and they can't rent it out to let somebody else make the payment. Foreclosures are coming. I believe going for pre-foreclosures with a top agent that's going to stand by your side for a year, if that's what it takes, is much better than going bottom feeding with the bank and trying to make a foreclosure deal happen. And even if you do, all you really need is an agent, not a course or a service. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on. I know you will enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It would be our honor and our privilege. Email in the description for you as well, or just find us at ScottWaltersRealestate@gmail.com. If you appreciated this video, I know you're going to love the next video that's coming into your screen, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.